But I'll tell you what I admire about you all, about speaking to a number of people who are car sales rep. When you look at it, and I sat down and I look at it, you know, it's a marvelous thing to have to sell a vehicle. You are dealing with some of the most prestigious brands. You deal with Isuzu, Mazda, you deal with BMW, you deal with Audi and Kia. You don't need to promote. You don't need to enhance your brand. You deal with a product that sells itself. Somebody else goes and purchases that vehicle overseas. Take risk. Import it into the country. Take risk. And then now store that vehicle. And as a salesperson, with a few dollars to spend on somebody to train you, with a few dollars to invest in yourself with some clothes to groom yourself and look good, all we have to do as salespeople is walk in, sell the product that somebody else took the risk for, and make thousands of dollars of commission. Ain't that something? And every one of those, when I spend for the training, it's an investment in myself. When I spend on my clothes, I get to keep the clothes. Not so? And then I turn around and make a huge investment and a huge profit. I'm saying no other job is as great as that. Notwithstanding all of the gloom and doom that you may have heard, notwithstanding all the issues of recession, all recession is that you do more with less. That is all. But it does not mean that with all of that, the things that are going on out there, that you cannot operate and perform better. And I would just want to give you a couple of acronyms that would help you to be able to achieve 2009 with the optimum as salespeople, as people who are going out there and really making your mark. Number one, and this is key, I guarantee you success for 2009 if you follow this. Number one, watch your philosophy, what you believe in, what's in your head. Watch the things that you really accept as being your principle and value. If you believe that you will not make it in 2009, you are right. But I will also tell you, if you believe that 2009 you can do better than you did in 2008, you are also right. It is what you believe in. It is what is in your heart. It is what you go after that is really going to make the mark. Two boys, 115, 110, were on a lake fishing. The lake was frozen. And the 15-year-old boy fell into the water, submerged, kept bubbling up, screaming for help. The 10-year-old boy, all frightened and nervous, ran back to shore, got himself a stick, came back, saw his friend, broke the ice with his stick, and rescued his 15-year-old boy, dragged him out of the water to safety. The boy survived. The people in the village asked, how can a 10-year-old boy lift a 15-year-old boy wet out of water? It's almost impossible given the size of this 10-year-old boy. And somebody said, you know why he was able to do it? Do you know why he was able to do it? It's because there was no one around to tell him he couldn't. You hear me? The philosophy, what you believe. And sometimes, too many times, we fill our heads with stuff that tell us we can't. These people who have been awarded today, Christensen and all of the others who would have received awards, they had a philosophy. Every successful person has a philosophy. They knew they were winners before they won. That's how they are. And you must know that you have targets and you are going after your targets and make those targets before you even make it. Sometimes whenever I ask my children, how did you do in tests? I don't know, Daddy. I said, the chances are you failed. You must know before the person who marks your paper how you did in your exam. You did it, not the teacher. The philosophy, what you believe, what you think. Second, believe in the law of ratio. The law of ratio says, if you do something often enough, a ratio is going to appear. In batting, it's called the batting average. If you do something and you repeat it often enough, the ratio appears. Therefore, if I speak to enough people, I make enough contacts, I do the right things often enough, somebody is going to buy. There is no law that goes against that. That law is a principle that holds true. If you speak to enough people, you will get somebody buying, regardless how crooked the thing is that you're selling. Less more, you have a wonderful brand. You deal with something that is wonderful. And if you speak with enough people, people will buy. So when people say, we cannot sell, I don't believe that. I just believe we can't speak to the same number of people that we did in 2008. And I don't believe necessarily that we need to speak to the same people that we did in 2008. We probably may need to change the type of people, the group of people, the circle of influence that we deal with in 2009. So we must understand the law of ratio. But we cannot do it when we come into office and sit around in an office hoping that people will come to us. That may have worked in 2008. Trust me, it will not work in 2009. It's got to be more aggressive. We've got to be able to go out there and meet people. And the more people we meet, the better our chances of success. Therefore, I would invest in a ticket to a function that I know it would have the type of people there that I could talk with. The type of people who will be in that particular place. One of the things that I've learned about fishing, in Tobago we do quite a bit of fishing. And sometimes I would listen to a fisherman saying, I'm going out and get chub. That's a fish. Oh, I'm going out and I'm going to catch snapper today. How does he know what fish he's going out to catch? He never set it there. And then I found out the secret. A good fisherman knows where different type of fish hang out. You get the message? A good salesman knows where the client who is right for his product hangs out. And therefore, he goes to fish in that area. I'm selling a BMW. The people who would buy a BMW hang out in this particular place. A good salesman is informed about that. That's why he has a profile on people. When he's prospecting, he knows the type of people, their tastes, their likes, their dislikes, and he's able to scheme that and be able to cook that down in such a way that he's able to reach the right people at the right time. That's a skill. That's why I like you people, because you have a skill. So therefore, number one, your philosophy. Number two, the law of ratio. Number three, opportunities. Every one of us have the same opportunities. The same wind that blows on the successful is blowing on you. The same winds of adversity that blows on one man blows on you. It's not the blowing of the wind. It's the setting of the sail. When you are traveling and you are in a sailboat, don't quarrel about the wind. Set your sail. And that's why some people advance and others regress. One person decides, I'm going to use the wind to my advantage. I'm going to use 2009 and all of the challenges that it faces. I'm going to use it to my advantage. And another person throws up their hand and just allow the wind to blow them anywhere. It's not the blowing of the wind, it's the setting of the sail. Opportunities. And there are opportunities out there. The difference is there are some people who are able to see these opportunities and seize them. Other people, they just can't see the opportunities. And it's lying right there in front of them. There are opportunities. There are people right around you who want your product, who want the thing that you have, what you have. But you've got to be able to see it. And that is what is going to separate you from a loser. Because you are able to see opportunities and seize them. So you have philosophy, Anybody remembers the second? Ratio. Ratio. Thirdly, opportunities. But I want to tell you, there's a fourth one. This is your focus. Too many people start off right and lose focus along the way. If you are going to make it, you cannot lose focus. You've got to be able to see where you are going. You've got to be able to have a vision. You've got to be able to know what you're after. You've got to be focused. If you have a target of so many units to sell, you've got to be focused on it. You've got to know what your objective is and be able to go after it. It may mean investing in a card to say happy birthday to your client. It may mean buying a gift if you know that their birthday came around or their anniversary. It is nothing compared to their commission if or when that person buys. Even if they don't buy, the fact that they can refer you to someone else who has is great rewards. Relationship is going to make a big difference in what you do. So therefore, make sure you keep that sense of influence with you. Finally, if you want to be successful for 2009, number 1, your philosophy. Number 2, ratio. Number 3, opportunities. Number 4, focus. Number 5, influence. And the final one, training. You will not make it to the top if you don't invest in yourself. Develop yourself. Train yourself. The product is good, but you must know the product. You might be good, but you must know how to bring out your own influence to bear on the product to convince people to buy. There are people who want things out of life, who want to make it in life, but not willing to be trained to do it good. There's a flight, 1549 in the United States, that went down in the Hudson. 150 persons on board saved. No lives lost. Another flight went down, 3407. 49 persons, all killed, crashed. CNN says the difference between the two flights was training, experience, the ability for somebody to know what to do in a crisis. What is going to help you now is training. That's the difference between you and someone else who is doing the same thing under the same circumstances. 2009 is not an easy year, but it is not an impossible year to meet your maximum. But be willing to be trained. And in some cases, the organization spends to even train. What a marvelous thing. So you're eating, well, as we say, your bread butter, because you're getting the training to be able to do what you do best. Now, if you look at it, what I've just read out for you, philosophy, ratio, opportunities, focus, influence, and training. That spells profit. Profit. 2009, you want profits? You follow those 6 rules, and you're going to get profits. Don't ask for things to be easier for 2009. Ask to be better. Don't expect that things are going to be different. Ask for greater skills. Because if you're going to make it, and I know we can, even if it is with the 2%, we can make profits, and out of profits, we can make a fortune. Thank you.